Thursday, the 8th of January 2015. I'm Dala Badran with the headlines for tonight. The first Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister expresses Kuwait's strong condemnation of the terrorist explosion at the police academy in Sana'a, Yemen. The Meteorological Office warns of strong northwesterly wind that will reduce visibility to less than 1,000 meters. IS attacks Iraqi security forces in the central city of Samarra, killing 3 people and injuring 41 others. The 2 main suspects in the killings at the French magazine in Paris are said to have robbed a service station in the north of France. Hello and welcome. The first Deputy Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Sabah, conveyed Kuwait condolences to the government and people of France, as well as to the families of the victims of the terrorist attack in Paris, and reasserted Kuwait's strong condemnation of this horrendous act. This came in a cable of condolences and sympathy sent by the first Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister to his French counterpart, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Development, Laurent Fabiot, on the victims of the terrorist attack on Charlie Hebdo newspaper. Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid said this act was carried out by a group who went astray, adding that the real Islamic faith completely rejects such criminal acts, as it is also rejected by all religions and humanitarian beliefs. He underlined the importance of rallying international efforts to eliminate terrorism and drain out the sources of its financing, adding that the solidarity and national unity demonstrated by the people of France deserved all praise. The first Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister wished the injured victims speedy recovery, as well as everlasting stability and security of the French nation. The first Deputy Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Sabah, expressed Kuwait condemnation of the terrorist blast which targeted the police academy in the Yemeni capital Sana'a and which left scores of people killed or wounded. Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid said in a cable of condolences to the Yemeni Foreign Minister, Abdullah Muhammad Al-Sayedi, that Kuwait strongly denounced these criminal acts which are intended to hamper Yemen's stability and security. The Meteorological Office in Kuwait warned that northwesterly wind will be highly active with more than 50 kilometers per hour speed. They will be accompanied by dust, which leads to low visibility, less than 1,000 meters in the desert area. In the meantime, the director of the marine operations at Shuwaykh Port, Marzouk Al-Gahtani, declared that the movement in Kuwaiti 3 ports, Shuwaykh, Shuaiba and Doha, had come to a complete standstill owing to the bad weather and stormy winds. Mr. Al-Gahtani said that strong winds speed ranged between 30 and 35 kilometers knots, which prevented horizontal visibility. That's why the activities at the ports were completely stopped for safety reasons. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon confirmed that the Palestinians will officially become a member of the International Criminal Court in April. Last Friday, the Palestinians delivered to the UN headquarters documents on joining the Rome Statute of the ICC and other international treaties in a move that has heightened tensions with Israel and could lead to cuts in US aid. Speaking to the press, the spokesman for the Secretary General confirmed that the applications for the various treaties by the Palestinians was received in good standing. The United Nations is the official depository of the Rome Statute and many other treaties. Under the ICC rules, Palestinian membership would allow the court to exercise jurisdiction over war crimes committed by Israel on Palestinian territory without a referral from the UN Security Council. Israel is not a party to the Rome Statute, but its citizens could be tried for actions taken on Palestinian land. Syrian refugees in Jordan's main Zaatari refugee camp appealed for the help today after a regional storm buffeted the Middle East with blizzards, rain and strong winds. Snowfall and pails destroyed some refugee tents in Zaatari. The storm is forecast to last several days, threatening further disruption in Lebanon, Syria, Turkey, Jordan, Israel, and the West Bank, as well as Gaza Strip, which have all been affected. According to UN High Commissioner for Refugees, Zaatari refugee camp houses over 70,000 Syrian refugees. Yesterday, 2 Syrians crossing from the Syrian Beit Jin to their village died when they were caught in a snowstorm. Car bombs exploded at 3 checkpoints on the western outskirts of Iraq's city of Samarra today, killing 3 people and wounding 41 others. Samarra in central Iraq, north of Baghdad, has been under attack since the so-called Islamic State group swept through most areas north of the capital in June. The 3 bombs today killed a civilian and 2 policemen, as well as wounding dozens of others, and were followed by a hail of rocket and mortar fire. After several hours of fighting with security forces, gunmen retreated under fire from Iraqi warplanes. At least 37 people were killed and 66 others injured by a bomb blast outside a police academy in Yemen's capital, Sana'a. 2 men were seen getting out of a minibus and walking away shortly before it exploded beside dozens of people queuing to enroll at the academy. There has so far been no claim of responsibility, but an offshoot of Al-Qaeda has carried out similar attacks. Yemen has experienced a wave of violence in recent months, with militants from Al-Qaeda battling Houthi rebels who have taken control of the capital. Lebanese Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri postponed the presidential election session for the 17th time, lacking the needed forum. Lebanon's national news agency reported that the next session is set for January 28th. Only 47 lawmakers out of a total 128 showed up for the session. Those who were present were from Berri's parliamentary bloc and the March 14th coalition. Lebanon's presidency has been vacant since May, when Michel Suleiman's term ended. The parliament has repeatedly failed to elect a successor in the absence of a political agreement. The 2 main suspects in the attack on Charlie Hebdo magazine in Paris are said to have robbed a service station in the north of France. French media report that they stole food and petrol, firing shots as they struck at the roadside stop. France has observed a minute's silence for the 12 people killed at the office of the satirical magazine. Earlier in the day, a gunman shot dead a policewoman south of Paris. A second person was seriously injured in the attack in Montrouge, after which the gunman fled. It is unclear if the attack is related to the pursuit of the prime suspects of the attack. The attack on the magazine has been condemned by leaders and organizations from all over the world. Millions of Sri Lankans voted in an unexpectedly close election that puts President Mahinda Rajapaksa against one of his former allies. Rajapaksa called the election 2 years earlier, but many voters have since rallied behind his challenger, the former health minister. He has gathered the support of about 24 former pro-government lawmakers and political parties representing minority groups. There were armed policemen at every polling station because of concerns of security troubles during the voting process. As part of the 21st edition of the Grain Cultural Festival, the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters organized a book exhibition at the Avenues Mall. The annual festival, which extends in the period between the 5th till the 24th of January, is keen to introduce different types of arts and culture which suit different age categories through musical performances, cultural events, as well as other artistic and talented events. Hiba Abdurrahman has more in the following report.
The National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, dubbed NCCAL, inaugurated a specialized exhibition at the Avenues Mall showcasing different publications of the Council as part of the activities of the Grain Cultural Festival in its 21st edition. The exhibition witnessed wide participation from different writers, thinkers and authors, in addition to people who are interested in this kind of literature.
Today we are inaugurating the book fair, which is part of the activities of the 21st Grain Cultural Festival. The aim of this exhibition is to have direct contact and communication with the audience. It is also organized in collaboration with the Avenues Mall that is hosting us for 3 days. The exhibition includes the publications of the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, as well as publications from Kuwaiti authors, as the Council supports and encourages many of the talented people. The books are sold at nominal cost. We are also keen in showcasing various kinds of books that are suitable for different age categories.
The exhibitions that the Council organized in the previous years achieved a resounding success, which encouraged the Council to repeat the experience again throughout the year in different public places. Organizers of the exhibition are keen on showcasing the different publications of the Council, such as the Word of Thought, the Word of Knowledge, the International Culture, the International Theatre, the International Innovations, as well as Al-Funun newspaper. The Grain Cultural Festival is considered Kuwait's leading arts festival. Sponsored by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, Kuwait and its self-proclaimed purpose is to enhance the artistic and cultural movement in Kuwait since its inauguration in the year 1994. The exhibitions that the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters organizes for its publications in public places became one of the most important means of communications with people, beside the fact that they encourage people to read more. From the Avenues Mall, I am Hiba Abdurrahman, reporting for English News.
Thank you, Hiba. In the financial news, at the end of this week's trading at Kuwait Stock Exchange, the 3 main indices closed with gains that redeemed previous losses. KSX 15 recorded 1,043.77 points, gaining 8.8 points, and the weighted index closed at 434.13 points, with a slight gain of 3 points. Meanwhile, the price index ended trading at nearly 6,491 points, earning 67.8 points. And finally tonight, Indonesian Community Forum in Kuwait started its activities with the new year, organizing its annual football league with the opening ceremony attended by the head of the Indonesian Consular Vice Ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Andy Bastari. Organizers aim to bring the diverse background of Indonesian people closer and socialize with each other more by having various public events. Various Indonesian clubs from around Kuwait joined the friendly league held at Al Sahel Club, which will continue until the end of March from this year. Here is more on the event in this report by Salim Al-Kandari.
This yearly event is held by FKMI organization in coordination with Indonesian Embassy in Kuwait to gather all Indonesian footballers from different clubs in the regions such as the Mangaf United, known as MU, Toyota United, PPK Hawali, FC Inek United, KPK FC, and PKS.
I would like to congratulate the committee for holding this Indonesian League football in 2015, and as a representative of the embassy, this is a very good event for all Indonesians residing here in Kuwait to unite all Indonesian communities here in Kuwait, and I do believe by holding this Indonesian League, Indonesians can increase their activities, not only in the daily activities, but also by doing this sport activity, football.
This event is Indonesian Football League, our annual football league competition between Indonesian communities in Kuwait. In this moment, we have 6 teams following this event, and this team came from different organization of communities in Kuwait.
Organizers encouraged all Indonesians to be back into United Indonesia and enjoy the Football League as a friendship event and promote Indonesia as a country of diversity. From a Sahel Club, this is Salim Kendari reporting for the English News.
For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Before we end, here is a quick reminder of today's headlines. The First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister expresses Kuwait's strong condemnation of the terrorist explosion at the police academy in Sana'a, Yemen. The Meteorological Office warns of strong northwesterly wind that will reduce visibility to less than 1,000 meters. IS attacks Iraqi security forces in the central city of Samarra, killing 3 people and injuring 41 others. The main suspects in the killings at a French magazine in Paris are said to have robbed a service station in the north of France.